Hello students, teachers, parents, history nerds, hello everybody, and welcome to Nutshelled History, where we lay out the facts, the good, the bad, and the ugly. We continue with our Early America series with Jackson Wins the Presidency. Check the description down below for a fill-in-the-blanks worksheet that goes along with this video. I just ask that you like and subscribe. I apologize in advance for any mispronunciations. I do my best. Okay, let's go. By 1824, suffrage, the right to vote, had been granted to almost all adult white males, not just those who owned property. States also were changing how they chose presidential electors. Previously, state legislatures had chosen them. Now that right went to the voters. In 1824, the voters in 18 out of 24 states chose their electors. However, suffrage was restricted. Women and most African Americans were not allowed to vote. Greater voting rights, at least for white men, were part of a larger spread of democratic ideas. Andrew Jackson and his supporters believed that ordinary white men should vote and hold public office. Jackson did not trust government and banks, which he argued favored the rich. Jackson and his supporters strongly opposed special privileges for those of high social status. In the presidential election of 1824, Jackson won the most popular and electoral votes, but not a majority of electoral votes. According to the Constitution, the House of Representatives would have to decide the election. Candidate and Speaker of the House Henry Clay told his supporters to vote for John Quincy Adams. When Adams was elected and made Clay his Secretary of State, Jackson was outraged. His supporters claimed that Clay and Adams had made a corrupt bargain. These rumors burdened Adams as president. He had ambitious plans for the nation, but he lacked the political skill to push his programs through Congress. Adams never won Americans' trust, and as a result, he served only one term. Democratic Republicans who supported Adams called themselves the National Republicans. In 1834, many of them joined a new party, known as the Whig Party. Whigs had their highest level of support in the Northeast. That was because their policies were focused on helping manufacturing and commerce. Jackson and the Democratic Republicans who followed him began to call themselves the Democratic Party. Democrats had support in the South and West because their policies supported farmers and workers. After his election as president in 1824, John Quincy Adams pushed for a program of economic growth through internal improvements. He called for the government to pay for the construction of new roads and canals. He also favored projects promoting the arts and sciences. 3 times as many people voted in the election of 1828 as had voted in 1824. Most of these new voters supported Jackson, who easily defeated Adams. The election revealed growing sectional and class divisions among voters. Jackson did best in the West and South and had strong support from farmers, small business owners, and workers nationwide. Adams was most popular in his home region of New England. Jackson's supporters called the election a victory for the common man. Some supporters called Jackson the people's president. Tens of thousands of ordinary people came to the Capitol to attend Jackson's inauguration. Once in office, Jackson replaced some government officials with his own supporters. Although this was not a new practice, Jackson openly defended what he was doing. He claimed that bringing in new people furthered democracy. This practice was called the spoils system. It rewarded supporters of the party that won the election with government jobs. Okay, now a recap. By 1824, white dudes without land were finally allowed to vote. What progress! But of course, women and most African Americans were still sidelined. Jackson, the man who didn't trust banks or fancy-pants elites, won the most votes but didn't get enough electoral ones, so the House of Representatives swooped in. Henry Clay threw his weight behind John Quincy Adams, and voila, Adams was president, with Clay as his Secretary of State, in what everyone swore was a corrupt bargain. Adams tried to push for arts, sciences, and fancy roads, but Congress wasn't having it. By 1828, the common man was back with a vengeance, and Jackson finally took the White House, with a crowd of rowdy fans cheering him on. He promptly swapped out government officials for his buddies in the good old spoils system, because nothing says democracy like handing out jobs to your friends. There you have it, folks. That is Jackson Wins the Presidency nutshelled. Thanks for stopping by Nutshelled History. Go a little nuts on those like and subscribe buttons. Was it a corrupt bargain? Let us know what you think in the comments down below. See y'all next time on Nutshelled History.